Marjorie is this. And I'll never say anything bad about her. Other
Margaret is this, and I'll say nothing terrible regarding her other than whatever she merits since she is the mother of my two children, and nothing can change that I love my children. And in all honesty, I love my thought according to a Christ point of view. Yet allowed me to say this, now I will say this yet. She should be called out for how she's treated this family. She is assuming that there was an award for the year's most dubious individual. Marjorie Harvey would convey the award starting from the beginning of the year. Marjorie has been engaged with one disputable case or the other, and there's no desire for her escaping that circle at any point in the near future. And the new talk is by all accounts the most blazing one yet, as Marjorie has been blamed by her natural girl Morgan for leaving her and her two kids. How did Marjorie end up in this new show? Watch on to find out. Prior to digging into the blending inconvenience among Morgan and her mom Marjorie, we should investigate Morgan experience. She is a prestigious food blogger and cookbook writer known for her blog I Want Some Mo, where she shares culinary tips and recipes. Morgan has additionally wrote a digital book named Party Heart, a goldmine of party recipes that can be effortlessly reproduced by anybody. She presents dwells in Atlanta, Georgia, in the U.S., brought into the world in Memphis, Tennessee. C. Morgan grew up close by her two kin, Jason and Lori, and has four stage kin, Cognic, Carly, Broderick, and Winton Morgan. Is cheerfully hitched to her secondary school darling DJ Kareem Hawthorne Morgan, and her better half Kareem, who is otherwise called DJ Brookup, have two exquisite youngsters. Their most memorable girl, Elle Monroe, was brought into the world on spring 22, 2015, and their second little girl, Marley Jean, showed up on September 1, 2020. Kareem is a dedicated family man, habitually offering endearing photographs of himself to his significant other and kids on his Instagram feed. Notwithstanding her day-to-day life, Morgan is a co-proprietor of the creation firm East 112 and the organization Harvey Occasions, both P of Stephen Harvey Worldwide, a combination established by the jokester in 2017 to unite his different undertakings. Now this carries us to where the difficulty all began. Morgan's organic dad, Gemel Townsend, might have had a disputable past with insight about inclusion in criminal operations, yet he gives off an impression of being a mindful and cherishing guardian to both Morgan and her kids. This stands as opposed to Marjorie, who has confronted allegations of particular love and bias. A while back, Townsend alluded to uncovering a few undisclosed parts of his ex Marjorie, who is presently hitched to Steve Harvey. Later, during a special clasp for his meeting with blogger Tasha K. Townsend, proclaimed his aim to uncover a very thing, and he faithfully kept that word, uncovering the undisclosed data connected with Marjorie's past. Townsend tended to a critical subject during his conversation, which spun around a viral clasp highlighting Steve Harvey answering a crowd of people part on his daytime syndicated programs. Harvey, the lady, communicated her interests about her life partner's youngsters, possibly dismissing her as their mom, looking for exhortation on mixing families. Harvey shared a satchel public tale about Marjorie's most youthful child, Jason, who at 13 years old told the humorist, "You're not my dad," infusing his comedic contact. Harvey answered by saying, "Great. Where is that troublemaker? See, I came here to save your mom." In her night in sparkling defensive layer, "I've completely changed herself since she met you. All I love all of you like I love her, so I will change your life, young fellow." That he was discussing Jason when Jake was around 15 years of age. Jason was somewhat defiant. "My child Jason," he told Steve Harvey one day, "You're not my dad, Jimmy Townsend, my dad." You know, like that. Around then, Townsend was carrying out a day-to-day existence punishment for trick of ownership and dispersion of unlawful substances, and he didn't respond well to Harvey's remark. Towns and said, "I couldn't say whether it was from uncertainty or what. He's a multi-tycoon. I ain't no one, you ain't got to stress over me." Townsend additionally unveiled that Harvey didn't line up with Marjorie's typical inclinations with his gigantic mustache and full lips. Townsend made sense of that. Marjorie used to mind men with fuller lips. She called them soup coolers. He said, referring incredibly at discovering that the man she wedded had tremendous lips in the video cut. Townsend makes sense of that. He connected with thank the Johnson's family excursion entertainer for taking care of his youngsters. He underscored that he and Marjorie keep up with correspondence all through Marjorie's dating period and had the opportunity to call him Whenever day or night. Townsend likewise uncovered that Marjorie would carry the children to visit him in jail. This time we talked even while she was dating. I could call him whenever day or night, me and Laura's daddy. Likewise, Townsend uncovered that he and Marjorie talked 3 days before she strolled down the path to accept the Harvey name. She said, Jimmy Steve, he's such a lot of like my father. During the meeting, he uncovered that Marjorie's dad was the genuine article, and that her comparing Steve to him was a commendation. I said, gracious man, you have a champ. She beasts me on that. Townsend said, okay. 3 days before she got towards the finish of the clasp, Townsend referenced that he had sent a letter to both Harvey and Marjorie before their wedding. The video was reposted on Area Talk Instagram page, igniting conversations among fans about Townsend sharing his viewpoint anyway. Ongoing news from Townsend recommending that Marjorie has limited any association with her grandkids is serious. Sly, surprising, and truly, she doesn't include Morgan's kids on her Instagram page, dissimilar to her different kids after Townsend's claim Morgan is purportedly utilizing her dad to reveal more insight into her mom's activities, and these disclosures are causing on the web buzz. Morgan communicated her sentiments, saying, my little 8-year-old child sister ran out and you just totally disregarded her. You've even disturbed the connection between the cousins. Supposedly, Steve Harvey has been offering monetary help for the children through Blemish, a medical procedure. Yet it appears she hasn't been similarly conveying to every one of them. It's unsettling to feel that Marjorie may not be giving them enough love. Marjorie's union with Harvey has confronted its portion of difficulties, regardless of her reliable virtual entertainment presence. As of late, reports flowed that Marjorie was purportedly engaged with a mysterious issue with Harvey's protector, an individual gourmet expert, a spot of incongruity. Rudy, for the prestigious figure who once created a book on connections and satisfying ladies. The deceiving charges caused a huge mix on the web, with one fan tweeting Steve Harvey's significant other Marjorie went behind his back with his guardian, and presently she needs a separation, requesting a detailed $200 million of his resources. Bits of gossip even proposed that Marjorie had illicit relationships with 2 people associated with Steve, apparently following these supposed undertakings. Marjorie looked for a separation and a significant part of Harvey's abundance anyway. Sometime later, Harvey freely resolved the issue during an occasion in Atlanta. He guaranteed the group, before I get everything rolling, just allowed me to say I'm fine, we're fine. I don't have the foggiest idea what you all are doing yet. Find another thing to do in light of the fact that we're fine. Master show kindness, man. I ain't got no time for bits of hearsay and tattle. God's done right by me. Am actually spark. Marjorie additionally took to Instagram to impart direction on adapting to being dishonestly denounced. She composed, my significant other, and I don't as a rule stop to address all the silliness and untruths that have been spread about us anyway. To whom much is given, much is required. It comprehend with my foundation comes some kind of obligation to the people who may not be areas of strength, for however we may be perused, and share this with your friends and family who may not know how to approach. Privately adapt. God favor every one of you. Before his meeting with Tasha K. Townsend had recently unveiled his aim to uncover a ton about Marjorie, possibly uncovering her real essence to the world. He did this by recording his excursion with Marjorie, including the medication and each and every other mystery. In a journal, he uncovered that he composed 66% of the book in jail, and he straightforwardly shared his arrangement, expressing, I have no loyalty to Marjorie. She showed her hand. I will recap my story. It doesn't make any difference, assuming she realizes about it in May 2019, when Townsend declared the send-off of his detailed account book. Tales started to circle that Steve Harvey had begun arrangements for a separation in January 2019. He supposedly put 4 of his Texas homes available, effectively selling 2 for more than $2 million. Sources near the Hollywood star uncovered that he likewise moved responsibility for Texas property from the 2 his and Marjorie's names into On Ye's name. The source made sense of that Steve gained from his delayed separation with his second spouse, Mary, and did whatever it may take to facilitate property possession. Such countless individuals have been posing that equivalent inquiry, and all I got to say regarding that, it truly, I don't give a rodent's behind about Steve Harvey or Margaret and what they're going through, in the public. I will say this is whatever anything that's going down anyway, they getting hauled, they marry it anyway. Steve and Marjorie have affirmed over and over that their separation news are simply tales. Marjorie frequently shares pictures of Steve with their kids and grandkids on her virtual entertainment page, which shows they are a long way from raising a ruckus around town, yet oddly, kids are absolved from these photos, which makes one wonder of why there is such hostility towards Morgan and why the youngsters are being disregarded. We'll need to trust that the full story will arise. For the present, we'll close here. Gratitude for watching this video. Make sure to buy into our channel for additional thrilling recordings. See you in the following one.